What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mezco Toys 1/12 Collective, Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we do have Popeye in the packaging. This is actually a figure I really wasn't too sure I was going to pick up, but after seeing a couple of reviews, I knew I had to have this guy in my collection. So here we have Popeye. What we're going to do now is get him out of the packaging, and then we'll have a better look at Popeye the Sailor Man. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Popeye the Sailor Man posed and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's take a look at what Popeye comes with. Popeye here does come with two different head sculpts. He comes with the head on him right now. And then he also does come with an expression where his teeth are gritting a little bit. Popeye also does come with 7 hands. He comes with 2 fists. He comes with 2 relaxed grip hands. He comes with a pair of grasping hands. And then we also do get a pointer finger for his right hand, which they all look nice on him, and they do come off really easily, so I really do appreciate that. Popeye here also does come with 3 different hats. He comes with a sailor hat. He also does come with a navy hat. And he comes with a beanie. Something I do like about this is the way they implemented the hats. You can see you can put them on him right here, and it stays on fairly well. And the way they did that is that there's a magnet in his head and in his hat, and you just put that on. You can slide the hat down, slide it back, slide it to the side, the other side, however you want, and it's the same way for the navy hat and the sailor hat. There's a magnet in here. The beanie unfortunately just rests on his head, which is a really good look for Popeye, especially when you have his petticoat on, and I really do like the petticoat. It looks really good on Popeye. Really does make him look like he's traveling the 7 seas. So a really good accessory. To go along with the petticoat, he also does come with a duffel bag, and the duffel bag does say Popeye on it. And again, it's done really nice, and if you want to put stuff in there, you can. I just don't know what you would put in with Popeye, so there is that. Popeye also does come with a compass, and this is a really nice little accessory. The compass can open and close, and the detailing inside it is really well done. He also does come with a spyglass, and the spyglass can collapse in on itself, which again, Mezco didn't have to do that, but they did it anyway. Being Popeye the Sailor Man, he also does come with a corncob pipe. You actually get 6 corncob pipes. You get 3 with just the pipe, and you also have 3 with the puffing smoke. So if you want to have Popeye with a little bit of smoke coming out of his pipe, you can. That looks really good. And last but not least, you can't have Popeye without his cans of spinach. He does come with 2 cans of spinach. He does come with a can that isn't busted right now. And then he also does come with a can that is crushed, and you can see the spinach coming out of it, which is probably how I'm going to have my Popeye displayed. His final accessory is, of course, the Mezco stand, which looks really good. It does have a peg, so you can have him standing, or you can actually have him jumping, because it does come with a flight arm, so I really do like that. With that out of the way, that's all of Popeye's accessories. He does come with quite a bit, so what we're going to do now is have a closer look at Popeye the Sailor Man. And so here we have a closer look at Popeye the Sailor Man, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, this is one figure I honestly had no intention to pick up. I saw the pre-orders go up, and I'm like, Popeye, pfft, who wants a Popeye figure? But then I saw other reviewers like Foosh Robo and other people that have him, and it turned out to be a really amazing figure. Go to pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, and wouldn't you know it, it was sold out. Thankfully, my local comic book store did get this in, so we do have Popeye the Sailor Man here, and I have to say, I'm not disappointed with it. I'm really, really blown away by the amount of detailing on Popeye here. Now, the face is a little bit creepy if you're not familiar with Popeye. This is actually how he looks in the cartoon, and Mezco did a really good job showing off exactly how good they are at doing what they do. Popeye does look like he came straight out of the cartoon, but at the same time, he also has that live-action feel to him. You can see there's a little hole right here in his mouth. That's where the corncob pipe is going to go. But I really do like the way that Popeye looks here. They did a really good job capturing the look and feel of Popeye. That's not to say that the clothing is also done really well. One thing I'm not a fan of, it's cloth on figures. I like it on the WWE figures because it's better than the rubber shirts, but I'm really not a fan of like fully cloth figures, but I don't know. I do like the way this Popeye looks, don't get me wrong, but maybe sculpted Popeye would have been better. I don't know, that's just my preference. I'm not taking anything away from Mezco. They did a good job with the shirt. You can see the seam lines and the buttons are done really well. His little back piece. I honestly have no idea what this is called. If you guys know what this is called, let me know down in the comments, because I don't know what this back flap is called. I'm just going to call it a back flap. You can see his arms, his sleeves, excuse me, are rolled up. And you can see his really big forearms. Makes you wonder how he even puts on shirts. You can see Popeye does have an anchor tattoo right here. He does have another anchor tattoo on the other side. So really glad to see Mezco did not skimp on the detailing, because Popeye does have a tattoo. And I really do like that it's faded a little bit, because over time, tattoos fade. They're not as vibrant as they used to be. I should know I actually have a tattoo. But really good job on this little tattoo decal. Let's move on to his hands, because I don't normally talk about hands really, but they did a good job with all of his hands. You can actually see some dirt and grime in between his nails, and that's the way it is for all his hands. That's a detail that I really wasn't expecting, and seeing it in person is much better. I do like that so much. Popeye is wearing some, I'm going to guess sailing pants, because they do have the 3 buttons going down here. I forgot what this flap is called, and I remember Deadpool Girl telling me, but I just don't remember. But the pants are done really well. You can see the seam line going down, which is normal. It's not taking away from the figure, and there's a little fuzzy on him. It does look like denim, although it's really light. I do like that. We go on to his boots here, and you can see they did a really good job sculpting his boots. His boots look like he has seen some travel, like he does a lot of walking in these boots. They even painted the little rivets that the laces go into, and then they even sculpted the lacing. So really good job by Mezco on their part. This is such a really nice figure. So with his details out of the way, I feel like I ramble about them. Let's actually get him compared to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Popeye posed next to a DC Multiverse Superman and a Marvel Legends Cyclops, and you can see he is on the shorter side despite being a 1/12 figure. And finally, here we have Popeye posed next to a WWE Elite figure and a NECA Ninja Turtle, because this is the crossover you never knew you wanted. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually take a look at Popeye's articulation. Now, just because he has this cloth doesn't mean that they skimped on the articulation. He does have quite a bit. He does have a ball joint in the head, and he can look up really well. You can't really look down because of the way his head is sculpted, but it's still really good. We do get some slight pivot on that ball joint, so that's good. Can turn left and right. His neck is on a ball joint. I believe it does go back and forward, so combining the two, you can actually get him to look down, and I feel like it can go further than that, but I don't want to force it. But it does go to the side and to the other side, so we get a lot of good movement here just in the head alone. Arms are on a ball joint. They do go out to about that far. They go forward, going up about that far, going back about that far. You do have to be careful not to stretch the fabric, but that is really good rotation there. He doesn't have any rotation in the bicep, but we do have a bend in the elbow, which only gives us not quite 90 degrees, but it's acceptable. We also do get a swivel right there at the elbow. We have a ball hinge in the hand, so we get some in and out movement there. We can rotate that joint, and now we have some up and down movement, and of course swivels on that peg. Popeye here does have a mid-torso crunch. It's not the best that we've ever seen. It goes back about that far, goes forward about that far. It does do some slight leaning, but then we also do get a secondary ball joint down here, and that's where most of the posing is going to be. You can see combining both ball joints, he does lean back about that far. He leans forward about that far, so that's really good movement there. Legs go out only to about there, but it would be hindered by the pants anyway, so I guess that's acceptable. His legs do kick forward that far, kick back. Ooh, and I think I just popped his leg out of this place. I'll put that back on in a little bit. Just a quick note, I did think that I broke Popeye because I felt his leg pop off, but no, I just quickly popped it off the joint, which you can just pop that back on. Do be aware that if you try stressing the joint, it will pop loose, and it is a pain to get back in because you can't really see what you're doing. But if you handle it regularly, you won't have this issue. I'm just saying, don't force the figure. If you try forcing it, this will happen, or worse, it might break. I got lucky, it didn't break, it just came loose. He does rotate at the thigh, double bend in the knee, swivel at the boot, and he also does have a ball joint in the ankle. So overall, really good articulation here on Popeye. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Popeye the Sailor Man posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the way this figure came out. As I stated originally, this was a figure I had no intention to pick up, but having him in hand and seeing how other people have had so much fun with him, I can see why this is a must-have figure. Now, Popeye the Sailor Man is sold out through Mezco and Big Bad Toy Store, so the only place to get him right now is secondhand market or from other collectors. Thankfully, I was able to pick up my Popeye the Sailor Man from my local comic book store, so huge shout out to the good folks at Asylum Comics for getting this out to me so I could review it for you guys. If you can find Popeye for a reasonable price, Mezco was selling him for $80, but I have seen this figure go for an astounding $120. That is insane, and it's easy to understand why. This is such a good figure. The sculpting on him is fantastic. The accessories go with him. Having Popeye in hand makes me wish Mezco would actually go through and make a Bluto, because you can't have Popeye without his arch nemesis Bluto. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000, and I really do recommend Popeye the Sailor Man. So go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Mezco and other high-end collectible figures. Hopefully you find something you enjoy. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, guys, please let me know down in the comments. And if I can get around to reviewing it for you guys, I definitely will. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.